These poor Elon Derangement Syndrome people are only going to be suffering more, especially with the latest news that just broke a few minutes.
Every day across this great nation, Democrats gripped by Elon Derangement Syndrome lash out with threats of domestic violence.
Yep, as we sure are living under very peculiar times, to say the least. All of this is we are finding out that right now, what Elon Musk and Deutsche discovered will actually lead to arrests and prosecutions. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? As there's a long list of government bureaucrats, extortionists, and thieves that have created a huge amount of theft within the U.S. public government sector. Pinch me. Am I dreaming? Is this really going to happen here? As I still have some bigger concerns at hand here, specifically when it comes to the priority list of things that need to get done. But now, under a cabinet meeting, we saw Elon Musk meeting with the other heads of governments in the United States, including, of course, Pam Bondi, who has a little bit of a controversial reputation as of late, specifically with some PR moves that didn't work out the best for her, as she just announced that she will be prosecuting people that Elon Musk and Deutsche found were, quote, committing fraud. A major move, and I think this is actually the correct move and a good move in order to make sure that the criminals that have taken advantage of our system are actually held accountable for it. So here's what she just had to say a couple minutes ago.
Is doing such a fantastic job. I thought maybe you could say a few words.
Thank you, President. As far as we are hearing a lot about fraud, waste, and abuse, a lot of waste and abuse, but there is a tremendous amount of fraud. And Elon, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your team. You have uncovered so much fraud in our government, and we will prosecute you. We have an internal task force now working with every agency sitting here at this table. And if you've committed fraud, we're coming after you. Thank you, Elon, for that. On the violent crime level, thanks to President Trump's directive, we are seeking the death penalty again. So all of these horrible, violent criminals that you're hearing about around the country, they will face the death penalty federally within our country. And the drug dealers need to get out of here because we are coming after you. We're going to have 94 great U.S. attorneys around this country, and everyone will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the death penalty here, but this is a complete kind of turnaround from, the Soros-backed district attorney plan in the United States that allowed criminals to commit violence against people, and if they were a certain demographic, they got to get away with it. But if they believed in right-wing conservative values, they, of course, were heavily prosecuted and punished. There was a two-tier justice system, and now it looks like a lot of those lax policies that were instituted against criminals are now finally being reversed, but some would argue in the wrong direction as the pendulum is swinging pretty severely in the other side. All of this, as I would argue, that the biggest criminals, the most violent criminals, are the ones within our own government, as we have seen through the great work of USAID, through the great work of Deutsche here, specifically done by Elon Musk, that has volunteered his time, that there are so many parasites, there are so many people within our system that just were living off of the government teat, and they loved it. It was very satiating for them. They loved every little drop of my money. All of this as the U.S. government is $35 trillion in waste. Now, the work that Elon Musk has done, I think, is still only scratching the surface. He still hasn't really fully audited and gone into the Federal Reserve. I know there was talks about auditing the IRS, and there's still some disclosures specifically coming out with some of the more outdated technologies and procedures that horrible government institution was using. There still hasn't been a full kind of accounting of the CIA and all of their secret black budgets. There still hasn't been a deep dive into the Federal Reserve banking system. There still hasn't been a trip down to Fort Knox, which a lot of people speculate could be because there might not be any actual potential gold there, as a lot of people are asking some very serious questions about the state of our current economy. I think they might have postponed it. Now, as the stock market recently tanked, it's doing good today. But what will be the future of our economy is what a lot of people are asking themselves. Now, I think overall, seeing these cuts here and seeing these statements from the President of the United States discuss the work that Elon and Deutsche have done and their difficulties that they have faced, because they had people, specifically within the Treasury Department, that, by the way, according to Elon Musk and what he has found, has a magic computer that just writes checks out of nowhere, that's able to send huge sums of money to people and institutions without anyone holding them accountable. As Elon Musk has described how there's 12 computers that he discussed that literally just print money out of nowhere, a significant problem that for the first time in a long time is being uncovered. Donald Trump had some interesting statements to make about this, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be implicated by this, and there's going to be a lot of powerful people that hopefully go to jail for this. But before talking about that, in other slimming the fat news, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop, and I want to tell you about one of our other supplements, Essential Fatty. It's a really awesome supplement. I love it. I like it. Overall, it helps you with your brain and heart health. A lot of people don't take the proper amount of fish, and based on your own genetic and phenotype kind of needs, your body sometimes needs it, and a lot of people aren't getting enough of it. I know I'm super careful of it because a lot of fish have heavy metals. The best way to really kind of conduct yourself is to kind of go out there and to have a whole foods kind of diet that is able to satiate all of your body's needs for all of its minerals and all of its vitamins. The thing is, though, we don't have that because our food supply is directly being under attack. And whether it's vegetables or even meat or even fish specifically, a lot of them are filled up with a lot of toxins. The best way to avoid that is, of course, to get essential fatty. Why? Because these are from small fish that don't get heavy metals as much as the bigger fish out there. You look at the kind of mercury levels in tuna. Oh boy, I don't want any of that. These are specifically made from small fish like sardines, and it's very handy fish oil that I take myself. Look, the bottle's nearly empty, right? Because I take it, and it's here on my desk here. Look at that. There's like barely anything in there. This is going to be my last dose for the day, and I'm going to replace it here just like I do with all my other supplements here on wearechange.shop. I've done now multiple blood tests, and my doctor's like, yeah, you should probably do some fish oil there, because I was avoiding it because most of it is poison. This stuff is not poisoned. We did our research. We did our homework. Some of the best stuff on the market. Get yourself some essential fatty and level out those omega-3s and those omega-6s, because clearly the fish oils are a lot better than all the seed oils out there that definitely create a lot of imbalance and inflammatory markers on your physical body. There are some people that believe fish oil helps you get rid of some of that inflammation. Again, do your own homework, do your own research. I like this stuff. It has helped me and might help you. wearechange.shop is where to go to, of course, get yourself right through wearechange.shop. I also found what Donald Trump had to say here very interesting during these cabinet meetings. These cabinet meetings are awesome. I really like them. It's the exact opposite of what the Biden administration did, and that was, of course, hide Joe Biden from any kind of off-the-cuff conversations, press conferences. Again, and Donald Trump doesn't know what he's going to be asked. He doesn't know maybe what some of his members of his cabinet are going to be saying. But for the public to see this level of transparency, I think is amazing. I think it's awesome. I think it's pretty incredible to see so many high-level ranking government members of all the departments stick together and say, okay, what are we doing? How are we doing? What's your progress? Let's go. Let's get some things done here, and let's do it for the general public. And you know what? Let's bring in the media. Ask us anything you want. Let's go. That's awesome. That's pretty freaking incredible here. Here's the clip.
The patriot more than anything else. He's never think of it. He has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get activated last week when I saw what they were doing. I said, he makes an incredible product, and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff and support him. They got to support him, because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I mean, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will, she already found 4 of them, but I think they're going to suffer very grave consequences because they're really terrorists when you think about it. They're terrorists at a high level. And I think the people that are financing them, they could very well be people I know, people that you write about. But those people are in big trouble, so they better cut it out. But Elon's a patriot. We want to thank you very much for the job you're doing. Thank you very much.
All of this as there has been some very interesting kind of research being done on a lot of these kind of left-wing organizations and groups that are organizing a lot of these protests nationwide, as some of them are say that they're kind of tied into all the billionaires that have lost a significant portion of money from USAID. And when you look at the USAID cut of funding, it is pissing off a lot of powerful people. Individuals like Stacey Abrams that soon might be facing some very serious charges, as of course a nonprofit that she was linked to got a $2 billion contract. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's my money. That's your money. That's the American taxpayer money that's being just wasted away there on a lot of swamp monsters, on a lot of wannabe bureaucrats, politicians, and individuals that want to wag their finger at you and tell you how to live your life. Yeah, that's not going to work anymore because the levels of fraud, the levels of corruption are huge. As Elon Musk just described how babies got a $330 million SBA loan. Yes. Kids under the age of 11 racked up $330 million in federal small business loans, including a 9-month-old who allegedly landed $100,000. Why are we giving out these loans to 9-year-olds? As it's pretty clear here, everyone had their hand out, and if you were connected to the government, you were connected to the beast, to the machine, to the swamp, you got yourself some major cutbacks. You got yourself some major kickbacks, excuse me, there, as I asked the question, who should go down first? And, of course, we have Dominic Michael Trippi essentially saying what I was thinking here out loud, saying, where are the Epstein files? Yeah, that's the question that still a lot of people are asking. I'm asking, and I would say when it comes to the list of priorities, I would have done this completely different. I'm going to tell you how I would do this, and I described this in previous videos. But before that, yeah, finish that. Because if you want to prosecute people, especially the billionaires that are trying to short the Tesla stocks and trying to pay off all these organizers and all these organizations to go protest, you want to deal with that. A lot of them are tied in to the Epstein client list, whether it's the Bill Gateses, the Reid Hoffmans, and these other kind of powerful billionaires out there. A lot of them are up to no good in the neighborhood that are usually subsidized through our tax dollars and USAID. I would say that would be number one priority because there still are children getting hurt out there. And they're going to continue to get hurt unless we actually deal with some of these powerful people in our society that were able to hurt children and get away with it. The Epstein saga and scandal still looms very heavily over Pam Bondi. And until she releases that and leads to some criminal prosecutions of that particular case, a lot of people are going to be very skeptical of her. And I'm still here waiting patiently for all of that to happen. And then when it does, of course, this would be a tremendous, huge success here. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, a lot of Democrats are probably going to get indicted here. A lot of people are saying, yeah, whatever. I don't care who goes down first. Get the Epstein clients. Please get the Epstein client list. A lot of people are saying there's a potential for a Mr. Soros to be implicated here, as we found out that a lot of the pet projects that he was working on were government financed. Same with Bill Gates. A lot of his projects were government financed here. A lot of people are talking about how Obama might be going down, how Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton could be going down, especially with their Clinton Global Initiative that essentially ran scams on countries like Haiti, some of the poorest countries in the world, where Hillary Clinton was able to get natural resource rights and sold them a bill of goods, collected a whole bunch of money, and the Haitian people got absolutely nothing. Oh, yeah, I think they got like 2 homes. I think they I think they collected like hundreds of millions of dollars for Haiti earthquake relief, and they ended up getting absolutely just like 2 homes. We built you 2 homes. Are you happy? Yeah, get out of here, Haitians. As when you start to unravel the kind of machine behind all of these scams and all of these NGOs and all of these organizations, you're going to put a target on your back. And I think this is why we have seen such a deliberate attempt by the corporate media and many other powerful entities trying to attack death threats. The Doge team's information and names was actually leaked and released to the general public as they are facing significant threats against their personal lives right now. As Elon Musk just in this meeting said, the Doge team is still getting significant threats every single day. All of this as now there was, multiple explosives found inside of a Tesla showroom in Texas as threats against Elon Musk and his company continue. All of this as now the bigger battles are going to be fought within the Supreme Court. As recently, the Supreme Court ruled against Donald Trump and his administration, and they said that the contracts that were listed with USAID with the $2 billion of foreign aid needed to continue and will continue under the ruling of the Supreme Court because they have to follow the contracts that were previously signed beforehand. Now, how will the Supreme Court rule as now the bigger question of the future of USAID is at stake here, as we had an activist leftist judge just ruled that the Trump administration needs to reappoint and rehire all of the U.S. aid staff and their operations that Doge and Elon Musk and Donald Trump previously got rid of. How will this play out in the Supreme Court right now? As now people are saying it was Amy Coney Barrett and John Roberts, 2 kind of weird conservatives. I'll just say it like that. 2 kind of Weirdos is a good name. In the conservative space that ruled against Donald Trump and his administration. How will this play out? Well, we're going to be following it closely here on this independent media broadcast. I still have a lot more videos to make here. Again, you're trying to up your mental and physical health. Get some fish oils. Be careful with the fish you consume out there. And make sure you're taking care of your overall health as clearly, the one thing that is a constant that you should always look out for is taking care of yourself as best as you can. I hope the fraudsters are criminally prosecuted. They're held responsible for their criminal actions. You know what I would do? I would literally just say, hey, guys, you guys have 1 week to come forward with all of the illegal and horrible. If you think it's wrong, come up and tell us, and we'll give you a little bit of leniency. The people who don't come forward, we're going to be investigated. You're going to have that hammer kind of come down very significantly. And then you're able to expose a lot of the fraud. There's still probably a crap ton of fraud. No, excuse me. There is still a crap ton of fraud happening right now. But right now, with the threat of prosecutions, I think overall this is a great thing. I know a lot of people are skeptical. I know a lot of people are still waiting for the Epstein list. But right now, with powerful people within the government that are abusing the system, we're kind of like, oh, man, when's the next flight to Sarajevo? When's the next flight to a non-extradition country? Where's the next flight where I could get the hell out of Dodge? I think that's a good message. Today's message, a good message. Let's wait. Let's see if there's actually going to be something that comes out of this. I know skepticism is at an all-time high with Pam Bondi. How will this play out? How will this unfold? We're going to be here on the front lines reporting it to you as it develops. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.